Are you on the Tartaria side of TikTok? If you're not, let me inform you. So there's a belief that there was a civilization way before us, way before like the Renaissance period, where people created the most beautiful architecture. And we have some of the remnants of that civilization left on Earth today. It is coined the Tartarian civilization. And the history books won't tell you about it. Upper echelon of people in the world will not tell you about it, but they know about it and they tried to hide it. Remember learning about the World's Fair when you were a kid and learning about the St. Louis World's Fair, the Chicago World's Fair, and seeing pictures of the World's Fair, and these buildings looked like these great monuments that came out of like Europe? You still see this in Renaissance cities like Florence and all through Europe, because I feel like they didn't destroy them as readily as we did in America. But we had cities like that in America. And if you look back at pictures of the old World's Fairs, you can see those cities and you can see the remnants of them. And if you go into any major city, I'm going to tell you right now, especially cities that are by water, you will see these old Tartarian buildings. And we have tried to cover them up. We've put brick over them. Sometimes we've plastered them or put cement over them. And one of the common denominators in these buildings is we've changed dates. So often you'll know it's a Tartarian building because it has a date on it, like established in 1885 or whatever. But we don't normally date our buildings, so the fact that we have dates on buildings is odd. You'll also see that the date looks weird, like the one looks like a letter that's been morphed into a one. And people believe that that's because the Tartarian civilization did date the buildings, but it was on a completely different time period that history books have erased and that people don't want you to know about. Who are these people? Who is this upper echelon? I don't really know. People think that they're the people in power, the people that hold all the money, that hoard all the wealth and power in this world, and they don't want you to know about this lost civilization. And I believe that they created these buildings. They're so beautiful and so meticulously designed. I remember going to the Milanduomo when I was 12. My dad took me there, and just being astounded standing in front of that building and knowing that that was not created with the regular human technology that we've ever had, that it came from an otherworldly, elevated wisdom or intelligence. And that is what the Tartarian theory espouses. There's a couple different schools of thought about it. Some people believe that it was during Jesus's 1,000-year reign that they're trying to hide from us and that we're in Satan's little season. There's another school of thought that believes that the Tartarian civilization used sound frequency to create these buildings, and that it's kind of the same technology that created the pyramids, and that it dates back to the city of Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis. But when I would stare at that Milan Duomo, I knew that something was different about that building. And I actually went back and visited it last year. And I took my older kids and I left by myself and went to go see this building as my kids slept because they were jet lagged. But I was not going to miss seeing this Duomo. It's one of the most beautiful structures on earth. It calls to me. There's great technology in this building. And I will just stand on business that this building was not built by people with chisels and pulley systems and carts and wagons pulled by horses. I understand the whole idea of Brunelleschi's dome with the Florence Duomo, which is another one of those buildings that gets me every time. I lived there for 3 months. And you look at that building and you look at the marble intricate design and those doors of the baptistry, and you just know that a man did not create this by smashing an egg on its side and recognizing he could build a dome on the Duomo. There is something otherworldly about this Florence cathedral. And I think that we had these buildings in America. And I think in cities like San Francisco, and I live in California, so that's where I'm noticing, even in Sacramento, the town of my birth, you will still see Tartarian buildings. And now that you're watching this video, you're on this side of TikTok, so you're going to watch videos by amazing creators that do much better than me of explaining this whole theory, but it's absolutely mind-boggling and fascinating. And welcome to the Tartarian side of TikTok.